Hi, my name is Phoenix. I'm the College Success Professor. I help driven college students learn all the things that are not covered in the academic classroom that you really need to know and do about what it takes to be successful in college and after graduation. In this video, we're going to be talking about the importance of internships, how to have an internship strategy that will secure you a job in the right career after graduation, and the 5 whys of internships. So if you're interested in all of that, then stay tuned. I know you've probably heard before that it's important for college students to secure internships while they're a student. And let's talk about why that is so important. In the comments below, let me know if you have had a job in high school or if you have had an actual internship in college. Let me know. I would like to know in the comments, because according to research, many students in Generation Z have not had an opportunity to have real-world work experience, whether in high school or in college. So I'd really like to know in the comments below if you've ever had a job either at a fast food restaurant or actual internship in a specific career in your actual life, and why it's important for you as a college student to graduate with as many internships as possible on your resume, and the ability to communicate about what you learned and how you were successful in those internships. No one wants to be the first time hire of an entry-level candidate who hasn't demonstrated their ability through internships or through other experiences that they're able and capable to do the job. That's the first thing. So having an internship and having multiple internships that allow you to get those experiences, learn those skills, and learn what it's really like to work on a team, to problem solve, to follow directions, to show up consistently every day and do the work is so important for you as a college student. So that is the why as to why internships are so important. Internships also teach you the important skills that they look for in the specific industry that you are going into. So for example, if you're in the digital arts field or the engineering field, you need to know the software that is essential in that environment. When you're looking for these really competitive internships, the employer is expecting you to already know how to use the Adobe Creative Suite. They're expecting you to already know how to use SQL and Java. At the basic level in the business environment, you need to be able to navigate an Excel spreadsheet. So these are important skills that you need to have and need to be developing as you're looking for internships, especially high impact internships. Let's talk about the next W regarding internships. Let's talk about where. When you are looking for colleges, if you are at that stage, it's so important for you to pick a college in a location where you can do internships at any point of the year, not just in the summer. So if you're in a big city, if you're in a city in which the industry that you're going into is really popular, then that is a great idea, because not only can you do internships during the fall, spring semesters, you can do it during the summer as well at your home. So going to school in a location where you're able to optimize and get the most internships possible, build networks and build relationships with key employers that you may want to look for in the future is essential and very important. So the next W for where is, like I said, you want to find those organizations, find those companies that are highly regarded, highly respected, and look really good on your internship resume. Because although you may not have an opportunity to work at that employer, having it on your resume will be a key to future employers, that if you were able to navigate your way to these really prestigious internships and these really prestigious companies, that you may be a really valuable candidate and a really viable future employee. So being able to scout out which employers are highly regarded in your industry and how to secure those internships are important for your future success. The next W is who. Who are the companies that you should be looking towards to secure these important internships? And like in the real world, certain companies have certain prestige levels and certain abilities to have recognition. Who is the next W in the 5 whys of securing your internships and creating a great internship strategy for your successful career after graduation? So who? You need to think about who or which companies are going to indicate to future employers that you have the skills, the experience, and the right stuff to be hired. You need to research for your industry and for your specific major or career interest. What companies are going to give you those skills? What companies are you going to be able to build your network? Which companies are going to be able to help you to secure the job that you want after graduation? And even if you're not able to finally wind up at those companies, it's so important for you to be able to demonstrate that you could get hired as an internship in those companies, because being able to navigate the really competitive landscape with regard to those high profile, really competitive internships shows that you have the cognitive skills and the social skills to be able to navigate what it's like in the real world. So the who is very important. You need to figure out which companies are going to make your resume look really good. Who is going to make you look really good when it comes to internships, when it comes to future jobs after you graduate. So we talked about why internships are so important, where to look for colleges so that you can secure the most amount of internships, thinking of where is a good place for you to go to college so that you can do as many internships as possible. And now let's talk about when. So you need to think about when is the best time for you to do internships. And this often needs to be planned out in advance with your academic advisor. Like I said, internships are usually available every semester, fall, spring, or summer. But you also have your course requirements that are needed for graduation. But you want to, like I said, secure as many opportunities for your internships as possible. Summer is usually a given for internships, but you could navigate your schedule so that you could have an internship one semester in the fall and one semester in the spring. That would require you being able to go to your internship during the day and maybe taking classes at night. So think about when is the best time for you to do your internships and how to strategically figure out for you to get the most opportunities to do internships and learn during your college career. Now here is where you need to get out your pen and paper if you have not already. Let's talk about the how to, figuring out a specific strategy for each year doing internships. So first year, freshman year, year one, you still need to do internships. I know you may think that it's an opportunity for you to take a break, to have some time off, and maybe just continue the summer job that you had from high school. But that's not realistic if you are a driven college student that I know you are. So after your first year of college, you have your major in mind, you've taken some classes. You want to actually test out your theory regarding your major and the career that you want. So oftentimes you have your idea about what the major is like and what the career is going to be like, but it's not until you have that real world work experience in an actual internship, either through those projects or assignments in the internship, or actually by talking to the people that are in the internship with you, the people who are veterans in their career, your mentor, your boss, talking about, asking them questions about what it's really like, what are the opportunities, what are the pay, what are the recommendations for what do you need to do in order to be successful. So your first year in college and your first internship should be able to clarify that you are in the right major, that it is what you thought it was, and that you are on the right track. The second year of college, your sophomore year, now that you've secured that that is the field that you want to go into, needs to be doing your research and figuring out, all right, what company do I eventually want to work for, and trying to position yourself for that company. Your sophomore year should be positioning you for your future internships. So again, learning those skills, learning what they're going to be looking for in future entry-level positions, and doing all that you can to build your network and continue to grow and develop into their future candidate for employment after you graduate. So your sophomore year is positioning yourself and thinking about, all right, which companies do I really want to work for after graduation, and how can I secure those internships in those companies? Next is junior year. Junior year is you're getting closer to graduation and things are getting more specific regarding what your interests are, who your dream employer is, and what your dream role is in a specific company or organization. So your junior year, you should know that being an intern at a company significantly increases your opportunity to be hired at that company. So your junior and senior years, you need to have figured out what your list is of prospective employers that you would really like to work for, and try to get internships in those companies. Talk to upperclassmen, talk to recruiters, but figure out how you can get in the door at these very prestigious companies that are on your list. Especially at Fortune 500 companies and even smaller companies, about 50% of the interns who worked for them previously got hired into the company. So it's oftentimes being an intern is a great path for you to get in the door, and they know you, they've experienced working with you, they like you, and they trust you to be able to do the job. So it's so important during your junior and senior year to be making sure that you have had an internship in at least one of the companies, if not more, on your list of dream employers or the employers that you want to work for in the future, which again, why it's so important for you to be in an ideal location where you would like to work after graduation. And if not, you could use your time in the summer if you're going back home to find out if those employers exist in your hometown. And then in your senior year, you want to make sure that you're doing all that you need to do. You're putting the word out. You're making it known that you would love to be an employee at this position, to see, what is the process for if they're hiring and how you can get involved in the hiring process. If they're recruiting on campus, make sure you know that. Make sure you're continuing to stay in contact with the people that you've worked with at the company so that you know if they're going to have any future positions or job postings, even after you graduate. It's so important for you to maintain those networks and maintain those relationships so that when an opportunity presents itself, you will be first in mind. Which brings to mind that all the things that you should be doing during your internship to make sure that you are shown in a positive light and that you would be wanted as a future employee. So I hope you enjoyed learning all the different things that you need to be thinking about when you're thinking about internships while you're in college, and why it's so important to think about the who, the what, the when, the why, and the how. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you think anyone that you know would benefit from all the information that I've shared today, definitely share it. So until next time, thanks for watching.